Have you ever wondered why, even after years of studying English, you still freeze when it's time to speak? The answer often isn't in vocabulary. It's in how you communicate. Welcome to the channel where learning English goes far beyond memorizing words. Here, you'll develop presence, confidence, and real fluency. This video was created for those who want more than just grammar. It's for those ready to dive into the art of expressing themselves with clarity, emotion, and authenticity, even in another language. You're about to discover powerful communication techniques that will transform not only your English, but the way the world sees you. So, if your goal is to stand out, connect deeply, and grow intelligently, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us on this journey. Because fluency isn't just about speaking, it's about being heard. And together, we're going to build that, one video at a time. It's fascinating how the body can speak louder than words. Before anyone says hello, their eyes, posture, even the way they step into a room is already sending a message. A straight back, a calm smile, a grounded presence. All of it silently says, "I'm here." And the most interesting part? The other person senses it, even if they don't know why. In a job interview, for example, two candidates with the same resume can leave completely different impressions, simply because of how they carry themselves. Those who master this invisible language turn their presence into a kind of magnet. A firm handshake, steady eye contact, an authentic smile. These details create an atmosphere of confidence and trust in seconds. A mentor who walks in quietly but stands tall and smiles softly earns respect before saying a word. Meanwhile, someone who fidgets and avoids eye contact is unknowingly sending a message. "I'm unsure." Others pick up on this almost instinctively. That's the hidden power. Small changes in body language create massive transformations. Training your body to say what your mouth hasn't yet spoken is like tuning an instrument before a performance. Think of that friend who always looks you in the eye and somehow hears what you didn't even say. They've figured it out. When used with intention, nonverbal communication conveys integrity, confidence, even charisma. And just when you've captured attention with presence, it's time to tell a story. There's something about stories that makes the heart beat differently. While facts inform, it's a well-told journey that truly resonates. A mentor can explain concepts for hours, but one good story, with an unlikely hero, a big obstacle, and a hard-won victory, stays with you forever. Think of the boy who studied under a street lamp and became a doctor. That's not just effort. That's hope. And for a moment, anyone listening sees themselves in that boy. The secret lies in how the story is told. It doesn't need to be epic or long. It needs to be real. It needs the stumbles, the almost gave up moments, and the spark that brought someone back. That's what creates empathy. When someone shares their journey with honesty, they open a space for others to think, if they did it, why not me? And that's influence. Because one person's transformation can ignite many others. That's why storytelling isn't just a technique, it's a bridge that connects hearts, turns facts into feelings, and plants ideas with deeper roots. The next time you want to be remembered, tell a story. Not to impress, but to invite the listener to walk beside you. Because once you touch someone on the inside, they never forget you. And in that space of connection, something even more powerful begins to take shape. Empathy. Empathy is that rare ability to hear what wasn't said, to sense a silent cry in someone's stillness. The greatest mentors aren't the ones who speak the most eloquently, but those who listen with an open heart. To sit with someone and say, "I get you," with steady eyes and full presence, can change their entire day. In a world full of loud voices and closed ears, those who truly listen become a kind of lighthouse in the storm. It's not about fixing the other person. It's about being with them. Genuine listening, without interruption or rush, creates a space of trust that feels almost sacred. Remember that friend who didn't say, "It's nothing," but instead looked you in the eye and said, "I can imagine how hard that must be"? They didn't solve your problem, but you left feeling lighter. That's power. Because deep down, all of us just want to feel seen. And when we are, something inside us begins to heal. What's surprising is how empathy, though it seems so gentle, becomes a silent force of influence. The more someone feels understood, the more they open up. And that's where real connection begins. Whether in relationships, leadership, or sales, those who master the art of feeling others master the game. And within this active listening, there's a subtle tool that deepens the bond even more. Using someone's name. There's something almost magical about hearing your name spoken with attention and warmth. It's no wonder Dale Carnegie once said, "A person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language." When a mentor looks someone in the eye and says their name with genuine energy, they're not just addressing them. They're triggering a deep sense of recognition. It's like saying, between the lines, "I see you." And being seen is a universal need. In any setting, a classroom, a business meeting, even a casual coffee shop, using someone's name at the right moment can completely shift the dynamic. A barista who says, "Good morning, Renata," with enthusiasm creates more connection than many formal leaders ever do. Of course, balance matters. Overusing someone's name can feel scripted or artificial. But when done with sincerity, it becomes a trigger for instant connection. Here's a practical tip. Make a mental note of the person's name in the first seconds of interaction. Use it naturally, to reinforce a point, to show appreciation, or to end a conversation warmly. It sends a message of respect, attention, and a touch of charisma. The other person feels like they matter. And this subtle care opens the door to deeper influence. Because only those who manage their own emotions can truly connect with others. And that's where emotional intelligence begins. Picture this. You're publicly criticized. Your heart races, your face heats up, and everything inside you wants to snap back. But here's where wisdom kicks in. Emotional intelligence is choosing to respond with intention rather than react with impulse. It's not about hiding emotions, but naming them, understanding them, and expressing them with maturity. Those who pause before speaking, especially in tense moments, gain not just respect, they gain influence. Take a simple scenario. Someone throws a sarcastic jab during a meeting. The reactive person bites back and escalates the conflict. But the emotionally intelligent one breathes, says, "I'm frustrated by that comment, but I'd rather focus on a solution," and moves on. That's not weakness, it's self-mastery. It's choosing connection over ego. And in a world obsessed with being right, the person who preserves relationships stands out. The practice lies in small habits. Pause before responding. Identify what you feel, use the other person's name gently, and keep your tone grounded. This not only changes the outcome of the conversation, but also how others perceive you. When people sense calm under pressure, they instinctively trust you more. And once trust is established, there's a technique that deepens the conversation even further. Echoing. Sometimes all a person really wants is to feel heard, not just with the ears, but with the heart. That's where the echo technique comes in. It's a simple yet powerful way to show presence. Repeat part of what the other person just said, with warmth and intention. You're not parroting, you're showing up. A gentle, "So you've been feeling overwhelmed at work?" does more than any rushed advice. Because when someone feels echoed, they feel understood. The magic lies in the tone. Repeating keywords with empathy turns an ordinary exchange into a safe, meaningful space. It works in sales, negotiations, even friendships. A client says, "I'm nervous about this decision," and you reply, "Nervous?" Just that small reflection encourages them to open up. And here's the beauty. When someone feels validated, their defenses drop. conversation flows, and trust deepens. It may seem like a small gesture, but it carries big influence. Of course, it's not about echoing everything like a broken record. It's about reflecting back emotions and keywords with genuine interest. That takes active listening, focused attention, and a real sense of curiosity. Those who master the echo technique become rare, and rare are the people we remember for truly listening. And when that listening is paired with the right tone, rhythm, and pauses, it turns into vocal music, modulation. The voice holds a power most people overlook. It's not just sound, it's emotion in motion. The same sentence can feel threatening or comforting depending on tone, pace, and pause. You've probably heard a flat "congratulations" and a joyful "congratulations" and felt the difference instantly. Modulating your voice is like composing a song. Sometimes you need the seriousness of a low tone, the excitement of a higher pitch, or the suspense of a silent pause. Great communicators play with volume, speed up when emotions rise, and slow down when they want a message to land deeply. A well-placed pause after a strong sentence creates a kind of tension that locks in attention. Want to try? Say something powerful, then stay quiet for 2 seconds. The listener's mind will rush to fill the gap. And in that moment, you have their full focus. That's vocal presence paired with intent. The key is practice. Record your voice, try different tones, and listen closely to how they feel. Vocal modulation isn't just for public speaking. It elevates everyday conversations, meetings, even casual videos. The goal is for your voice to reflect who you are and what you mean. When used well, it captivates. But when someone pushes back and emotions run high, you'll need a calm, steady technique to hold your ground. The broken record. Sometimes, to be respected, you don't need to argue. You just need to repeat. Calmly. Firmly. The broken record technique isn't about being stubborn. It's about emotional steadiness. It means sticking to your position with a respectful tone, even when the other person insists. Imagine someone pushing you to accept something you don't want. Instead of explaining or escalating, you simply repeat, "I'd rather not, thank you," like a gentle mantra of self-respect. The beauty of repetition lies in how it diffuses tension. People expect resistance, not serenity. So when you calmly restate your point without raising your voice, you disarm them. It works in negotiations, parenting, even daily boundaries. Saying no without guilt, standing firm without aggression, that's quiet strength. It shows clarity, self-awareness, and personal values. And in a world full of noise, that kind of centered energy stands out. Just remember, your tone must stay neutral and steady. No need to over-explain. Just repeat with presence. The calm repetition sends a message. I know where I stand. And that confidence becomes contagious. Now, to soften the edge when needed, and to reconnect with others more playfully, there's a surprisingly powerful tool: intelligent humor. Humor is like social oil. It reduces friction and gets everything moving more smoothly. When used wisely, it eases tension, brings people closer, and reminds them you're human. A leader who can laugh at themselves shows confidence. A salesperson who makes someone smile melts invisible resistance. And this isn't about telling jokes. It's about noticing life's quirks and responding with a natural, respectful sense of play. In difficult moments, a well-placed light remark can shift the whole atmosphere. Remember that tense meeting where someone joked about the awful coffee and suddenly everyone relaxed? That's the magic of humor. It makes us human again. But there's a fine line between clever and forced. The key is authenticity. Laugh with others, never at them. And when in doubt, start with yourself. Self-deprecating humor, when done right, disarms and connects. Those who can laugh at their own mistakes without shame show vulnerability. And vulnerability builds trust. Humor opens doors that logic and seriousness can't. It activates empathy, creates flow, and lets conversations breathe. And often, the reason it works so well is because it reveals something deeper, our shared imperfections. Because the moment we allow others to see that we're not perfect, we become real. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's emotional strength in its purest form. It's being able to say, "That hurt," or "I messed up," without fear of judgment. The more someone tries to appear perfect, the more distant they seem. But when someone shows their scars with dignity, they immediately become relatable. After all, we all fail. We all fear. What sets powerful communicators apart is their willingness to say, "I've been there too." Think about a truly moving speech. What hits hardest isn't the speaker's resume. It's the moment they pause, swallow hard, and share a painful setback followed by a real lesson. That's raw humanity. That's connection. When someone opens up and owns their story, they give others permission to do the same. And it's in that space of mutual truth that the strongest bonds are formed, the kind time can't break. Vulnerability, when well-timed, isn't a weakness. It's a bridge. Of course, timing matters. Sharing your heart requires sensitivity and purpose. It's not about oversharing. It's about telling the right story at the right time, with the right lesson. Saying, "I fell, but here's what I learned," transforms pain into power. And when done with balance, it inspires. Because behind every technique, every strategy, every voice, there's a real human being, ready to connect. And now that you've seen all the pillars, it's time to wrap it all up. Now that you've discovered the pillars of communication that truly connect, the real question is, what will you do with it? Will you just watch and forget? Or will you apply and transform the way you speak? Not only in English, but in life? Every technique here is a lever. Use one today. Try another tomorrow. But take action. Because those who master communication unlock opportunity. And remember, the world doesn't listen to the best speaker. It listens to the one who's unforgettable. If this made sense to you, drop a comment below sharing your biggest insight. And of course, if you haven't already, now's the time to subscribe. Hit the bell icon, share this with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next video. Your journey to real fluency is just getting started.